Headlines: ICRC vehicles have entered Tigray region. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Yabsaran Dumtaka from African Renaissance Television Services with tonight's news. Stay tuned. The International Community Red Cross vehicles have entered Mekelle region. The Red Cross announced that the first convoy loaded with humanitarian aid entered Medina Mekelle Tigray region. Brukas Seged has more on the matter.
Ethiopia's Tigray region on Tuesday welcomed the first international aid delivery since a truce to end fighting, with the International Committee of the Red Cross driving 2 medical trucks to the capital of the war-ravaged area. To support health facilities in Tigray, the 2 vehicles that went contained medicine, emergency and first aid supplies to treat patients who need urgent treatment have arrived in Mekelle. The International Committee of the Red Cross said more aid would arrive in the coming days.
BBC spreads misinformation on their November report. The erroneous information released by BBC Africa this November regarding the media landscape of Ethiopia has left media watchers in question for its gross inaccuracy, reporters stated. The BBC posted this month a report under the title Media Profile Ethiopia and listed the current media status in the country by saying Ethiopia has 4 TV stations, 7 printed press, and 5 radio stations, while the latest data clearly show that there are actually 39 television stations, 34 printed press, and 73 radio stations active in the country. Brukas Seged has more details.
A media watcher or reporters asked for a comment said whether the grossly inaccurate information released by BBC was due to a lapse in fact-checking, mere indifference, or deliberate misinformation. But whatever the reason might be, it is truly regrettable that it got it all wrong. Said individual also added, either way, this considerable mistake or inconsiderate journalism can pose a significant dent on the credibility of the news outlet on other reports it releases regarding Ethiopia. If the BBC fails to check such a simple and easily accessible data and releases the wrong information for whatever reason, he asked, how can we trust them to report accurately on the country's more sensitive issues? Our reporters have found out that the said Ethiopian media profile released by the BBC has in fact even added defunct and non-existent papers and radio stations in its list shared, supposedly showing the current media landscape in Ethiopia. The Daily Monitor, a former newspaper long out of print and circulation, and Zami Radio, long off radio are the 2 medias wrongly included in the already incomplete list.
Ship with 27,000 tons of wheat has left Ukraine for Ethiopia. The press service of Ministry of Infrastructure of Ukraine posted on their Facebook page saying that the grain from Ukraine was being carried by the Nordwind ship with 27,000 tons of wheat for Ethiopia and is moving along a grain corridor. Brukas Seged has more on the matter.
The first bulk carrier with the Ukrainian wheat departed from the port of Odessa with the support of the German government and the UN World Food Programme. The vessel is moving along the grain corridor as part of a caravan of 8 ships delivering 269,000 tons of Ukrainian agricultural products to countries in Africa, Asia, and Europe. A bulk carrier chartered by the United Nations is transporting 40,000 tons of Ukrainian wheat for Ethiopia.
Call center workers of Safaricom Ethiopia have been on a strike since yesterday. The workers said that they went on a strike because their office could not respond to their complaints. The most important question of theirs being why Safaricom Ethiopia chose to employ them under an agent and not directly. Brukas Seged has more details.
Safaricom Ethiopia's call center staff are not directly employed by Safaricom, but through a company called ISON Experience. ISON Experience management held a meeting with the employee representatives on November 1st regarding the workers' request. Regarding payment at this meeting, since there is no minimum wage rate in Ethiopian law, wages are determined by negotiation, the wage scale of their organizations, they explained.
On a related news, Safaricom reached 1 million subscribers in Ethiopia. Safaricom crossed the 1 million mark in subscriber numbers in Ethiopia just a month after the launch of the operations in the populous nation. This indicates that the telecom has been received warmly. Brukas Seged has more on the matter.
The revelation was made via a live broadcast screen count that was shared across social media platforms on Wednesday. Just last week, while announcing its half-year financial results, the company said it had acquired 740,000 subscribers by the end of October, generating 98.3 million in revenue from the first month in the market operations. This means that the telco has gained a subscriber base of 260,000 users in 2 weeks, translating to an average of 18,000 sign-ups daily.
Addis Ababa City Administration transfers 25,791 condominium 2080 and 4060 houses to winners. On November 15, 2022, the Addis Ababa City Administration transferred 25,791 2080 and 4060 condominium houses to winners on Tuesday afternoon. It is remembered that the previous drawings that happened years ago were nullified due to the alleged theft and corruption. Broka Segged has more on the matter.
The city administration has announced that 25,791 houses of 4060 and 2050 have been allotted to be transferred to winners. 18,930 houses in the 2080 and 6,843 houses in the 4060 were allotted to winners, according to the city administration. In response to the demands of the 3-bedroom house registrants, early in 2012 registrants were included in the drawing after completing the building of additional 300 houses. According to the city, a total of 146,892 residents of the city have accumulated sufficient savings registered until March 2, 2022, included in the lottery.
These were the news we had for you for tonight. Once again, I'm Absalom Dimtaka from African Renaissance Television Services. Thank you for watching.